Hello and welcome. I am your host, the vocal terrorist Jesse Rain. This is VocterGaming, and you are watching episode 3 of Starcraft 2 Best of the Best, where I try and show you some of the best replays available, some of the best strategies from the top players in esports today, and I try and tell you exactly why they are as good as they are. So, continuing the theme of Stefano being involved in everything I do lately, we are seeing from the most recent IPL tournament a legendary player called connetcted go up against Millennium Stefano. Before I start talking, I just want to tell you, last Saturday I was at an event, XWA War on the Shore 8. I provided live commentary which was incredibly loud, and I have completely ruined my throat, so I do apologise if my voice is rather more husky than you are conditioned to be hearing. So, why don't I have any sound? Let's make sure I have sound. Sound is enabled. Good, good. I am totally on top of things. I just can't hear anything. I probably have my... There we go. The volume was way down. So what we're looking at today is the importance of scouting within StarCraft 2. This should be a fairly short episode, but it's something I have a real big bugbear about. So we see Stefano getting the extractor before he gets the spawning pool. The reasoning behind this is if you do that, the minute the spawning pool finishes, you can start zergling speed. We see connetcted getting the hatchery at 14 drones. This is perfectly normal if you're playing a macro game. If you're playing for an economy game, you take an early base, you have 2 hatcheries up so you can get more and more drones out. As we see, connetcted is going to take the extractor before pull, so he, of course, will be focusing on getting that zergling speed. But taking this hatchery means connetcted is setting up for an economy game, and should Stefano scout that, that is exactly what he will think is happening. Because, for all intents and purposes, that is what's happening. He took a base before he got the spawning pool, so if Stefano wants, Stefano will have the zergling advantage. He'll have speed first, he'll have zerglings out first, which means, of course, he can make more zerglings. As far as Stefano is aware, he has the unit advantage, and connetcted will have the economy advantage. And that's what I'm talking about as we go to Stefano's vision. As of yet, he does not see this expansion. He will see it very, very shortly. His zerglings are out. The spawning pool is finishing now for connetcted. And at this point, Stefano, feeling safe, drops the hatchery. Because, of course, he has the spawning pool. Speed is more than halfway there. He feels safe. He has zerglings out on the map. He has map control, as we like to call it. And now Stefano is about to reach his base, turning the overlord back so it cannot be caught by the queen. He's going to check with zerglings instead. So we'll see exactly what Stefano sees. He sees the creep there. He sees 2 zerglings. He sees creep there. He knows there's a base here because there has not been enough time to spread creep from the main to this point. Now we see a spine crawler going down for connetcted. He has 2 queens up. This is the perfect defensive opening. If we go to the units tab, we see he has 8 zerglings, which is what you do against an opponent who goes spawning pool first, so you can make sure you don't get caught out. And you build a spine crawler at home. So again, perfectly safe, perfectly defensive. Stefano gets into the base at this point. He sees what's here. He sees, okay, spine crawler's going up. Can't get up into the main. But hatchery's here. He sees now the pressure from connetcted as connetcted runs these zerglings in. connetced's going to do a little bit of damage here. But Stefano brings all his links home. And look at this. He traps connetcted on the ramp. Kills all the zerglings. Now, I'm just going to pause at this point. At this point, Stefano feels safe. He knows, or he thinks he knows what connetcted is doing. He's seen the 2 hatcheries. He's seen the spine crawler. He saw a few zerglings, but not loads. He's thinking, right now, at this point, connetcted is playing defensively. connetcted is playing for a long game. However, you and I know different. If we look quickly at Stefano's vision, that's all he knows. You and I can see connetcted is building a lot of zerglings. He's up at 17 zerglings now to Stefano's 6. So despite having that extra base advantage, connetcted is not using it for drones, seeing there as it is 17 to 21. He is in fact using it for Zerglings. Speed finishes. And back at home, because Stefano feels safe, he's droning up. He's building nothing but drones at this point. He builds an evolution chamber. He builds a roach for him. Stefano is spending his money on economy and tech. What this means is he will not have units to defend should Nesty attack. Now one Zergling tries to scout, sees nothing. We pause again here, because what I want to do is go to Stefano's camera. This is what Stefano sees. Now remember, like I was talking about, Stefano has seen the Spinecrawler building. He's seen the hatchery. He knows obviously there's a hatchery in the main. So he thinks, as far as he is aware right now, Nesty is doing the perfectly normal Zerg versus Zerg build where you go hatch first and you make a ton of drones and you maybe tech up. He maybe expects to see a couple of roaches pop out. Let's see what he actually sees. Holy crap, that is a ton of lings coming out. That is what Stefano sees now. And now Stefano is worried because he is caught completely with his pants down. There's one Spinecrawler at home, but that's completely out of place. He cancels those two extractors because he cannot afford them. He needs as much to defend as possible. He has the two queens on the ramp. He needs to stop this attack. But look at this, the Zerglings just surround this Spinecrawler. They attack the queens. All of Stefano's Zerglings are dead. He's trying to make more. He's making 16 at the moment. We have 16 coming from Nesty, and Nesty already with the Zergling advantage. As we can see here, 33 Zerglings to 7 now, and Stefano is dead at this point. So there you are. That is the importance of scouting within StarCraft 2. Stefano had a picture of what Nesty was doing, or what he thought Nesty was doing. Nesty presented it in a manner that was consistent with a player who would do that. But Nesty, and this is the reason Nesty is the best of the best, hid it. He hid what he was doing, and he pushed out at exactly the right time and completely stomped Stefano. Anyway, that is all we have time for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I have been your host, the vocal terrorist Jesse Rain. I will be back next Friday with yet another episode of Best of the Best. You have been watching VocterGaming. You have been watching StarCraft 2 Best of the Best. Thank you very much and have a very nice weekend. Peace out.